and also we're going to be talking with author David Porter. Really interesting concept when it comes to the socialization of university students, how they're doing it, where they're doing it, when food is involved. And so really neat kind of social experiment. That's also coming your way. David Porter is joining us. He's been on quite the tour, visiting hundreds of campuses over North America. So it's a pleasure to have you here. Also the author of Porter Principles. And an interesting thought process, social experiment also that goes along with your business. Because we're talking about students, university students, and what they're going through when they're heading to university, and where they're learning, where they're hanging out, where they're eating. And it really all comes together.
It really does, and that's what I do as a consultant. I've been doing this for 24 years. I have a consulting firm it's based in Maryland, but all over North America. And what I do is to create successful dining programs, and when I organize it in a way that really creates or encourages the most meaningful, socially rich experience throughout the day, late into the night, sometimes even 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it really meets a fundamental need, I think, in all of us, especially students, to socially connect. And that kind of reinforces that classroom outside of the classroom. You know, where do we learn these social skills to network, to make friends, to collaborate, to problem solve, and then really prepare us for life in terms of getting a good job and having a successful life after we graduate. It's
wonderful, though, that students can appreciate that, but sometimes there's not those places to go. And so this is where the universities are looking for your advice as to how to bring these students together and create that learning aspect to their experience.
Leanne, you hit the nail on the head, because I think the students are looking for it, they're craving it, and it's the university's responsible to create what I like to call safe, wholesome, on-campus spaces, these venues that really facilitate the meeting of this fundamental need. I think it revolves around dining from my selfish perspective. You know, not too many people like to eat when they're hungry, or if they want to stay up late and they want a snack or have a cup of coffee or just get together and hang out with their friends. They really go together, I think, like, you know, kind of hand in glove in terms of creating a really rich opportunity and experience to connect and to flourish.
It's interesting because you've worked at a number of campuses. You're here right now doing some work with the University of Ottawa. You were out at Simon Fraser, and you actually created there something that the students are loving, a 24/7 you know, place for them to go and to be able to socialize and to find, you know, food.
Well, on that campus, certainly there were issues historically with the campus and dissatisfaction with the meal plans. Students often complain about the price of the meal plan when they're unhappy with the program itself. We reinvented the program, working very closely with a gentleman named Mark McLaughlin, deserves all the credit for kind of spearheading all of that. And a 24/7 program where the students can come and go at their leisure. The meal plans are set up so they don't pay any more for them, but it gives them unlimited access. Believe it or not, students actually consume less food, they go more frequently, and they voluntarily engage in coming in at 2 o'clock in the morning, hanging out with their friends. They might study, they might have a snack, but we're not talking about a glorified snack bar after 11. We're talking about being able to come in and get a meal. I mean, when you were in college, when I was at college, you know, 10 o'clock at night could have been the middle of the day. You know, professionally that may not be the case, but we need to respect the students and their needs.
But for those students, those are the hours, so when things shut down at 9 o'clock, it's not necessarily, it's not benefiting their needs.
Right, and I think our social need to connect. I mean, Facebook, nobody gives Facebook the credit for creating the need in each one of us to connect, but they were able to meet that need with a software application and the internet, and you can see how powerful that is. Maslow says it's number 3 on the hierarchy of needs to socially connect. Mother Teresa says our hunger for love and affirmation is greater than our hunger for food. So when we're able to meet that need, when I'm able to meet that need on campus in the way we organize dining to come together, it really is extraordinarily powerful. It almost evolves from a dining transaction, just going in and eating and leaving, maybe hanging out with some friends, to a social transaction where you look forward to going and meeting friends and see who's there at the end of the day or later in the night, and you have food and you might have a snack. So oftentimes I've been on campuses where we do this, and the president of the Student Government Association will come in and say, you know, Mr. Porter, when you made those recommendations, you know, we thought you were a little crazy because 24/7, but I'll tell you what, we love it, and students come in here at 2 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes they don't even eat. They just talk.
But they're talking, they're able to bring some of the schoolwork out of maybe hiding in the dorm, and I think it's the social aspect, and that is really where the focus is. So interesting to see that Ottawa U has come on board, and I know that you're going to be spending some time there. People can find more information. There, of course, is the book that you were talking about, the Porter Principles, and then you can find the information there at pkcdavid.com. Very interesting concept.
Thanks,
and interesting. If I could go back to school, I would do it all over again, hang out at 2 o'clock, get some food and socialize.